Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it... Brandon Gaudin alongside, as always, my partner Charles Davis. And CD, in the few moments here before kickoff, let's give these folks at home a look at these two offenses by the numbers. What stands out to you?
Brandon, I just continue to be amazed by the analytics of the game, and it's an area where I continue to concentrate and study because I'm still trying to figure out how coaches and coordinators can really crunch the numbers and find where exactly on the field a defense is vulnerable. It's the game within the game, and if you really dive into it, it can be endlessly fascinating.
Quickly to the air is Burrow. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 5 yards on the game's first play. Second down. Burrow looking to pass. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Now Burrow. He rifles one that's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Wow, so wipe out the INT, roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the postgame. Safe to say one is not buying the other dinner.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Up the middle they run, Okoye, and that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so, they're going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They run again with Okoye, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. We'll see what they have drawn up here, a little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. On 3rd down, Burrow. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the 1st down. Now Jason Sanders for the field goal try. From the right hash, this a 31-yard attempt. Sanders' kick is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. Well, they're able to come away with the interception, Charles. They aren't able to move the ball all that much. However, they do get 3 out of it with a field goal.
Yeah, and anytime you do force a turnover, you have to come out of it with points. Everybody wants 6. They'll take the 3 there. Now it's their opportunity to do it again.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. They give him a gain of 38. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Let's go!
Looking to throw again on second down. Vick. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Black Knights are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive.
On one, right?
First down. Here's Burrow. Under pressure, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Vick with the incompletion on first down, and now that leads to 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. Looking sideline, and he's going to have his man as he was able to walk the tightrope there for the completion. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Now, meanwhile, the throw by Vick incomplete. It was knocked away.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Get it.
Vick to throw on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And this Texans defense stands tall.
11 MT.
They run the toss here to Okoye. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. They'll try the left side with Okoye. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Here we go.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Burrow will throw. He's got a man complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. That's one heck of a third down conversion, a pickup of 39.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. He's going to take another shot here. Touchdown, Texans. Jakeem Grant, 40 yards. And the Texans are once again back in front. It took them a while to get their speedster involved, but they found him downfield there.
And what we've discovered as we've watched games is the speedster doesn't have to have a lot of catches, doesn't have to have volume in order to have a huge impact on the game. His speed scares the heck out of defenses, and other guys can capitalize, but when you finally hit him and he carries it all the way into the end zone, that's what you're paying him for. That big threat that can make big plays on a limited number of catches.
That's how you step on the stage with your first catch. Take it to the house. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is now 10-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. London about set to take over on offense. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Now Lynch running right. Still about 3 yards shy of the first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down. Throwing, Vick. And Davis with it left side. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a play fake. Now Vick. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 39-yard line. He finds his man complete. That's Owens. And touchdown! A great effort there. 39 yards as his guys have now moved out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 14-10. That time 75-yard drive, 5 plays. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. From the 10. And now out comes Houston.
As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. It sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Here we go.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Now again, inside for Okoye. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Here's Burrow. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And this will be scooped up by the defense. They find some open field here.
Inside the 20.
And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Houston set to take over.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt. That pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Here we go,
From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10.
11 MT.
Here's a give up the middle. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. They're passing here. Joe Burrow.
No, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Texans are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
defense.
Come on, dog!
How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he lost the football. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A second fumble recovery in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble recovery, they were eager to get a second one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball because the play calls seem to be okay. They're just not executing.
They start the drive with Lynch. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down. Well, this is the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Runs like that might get him another award.
Yeah, thunderbolt right out of the gate, huh? How about that, hitting the defense hard early? And, of course, carrying the momentum from last week into this week's game.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Vick. It's caught by Davis. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And down inside the 15 he goes.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Again, they'll pound it with Lynch. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now a give, running right is Lynch. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up. 1st and goal. 1st and goal, Bush. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there.
His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year.
As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away.
From the 10. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Now Burrow on 1st down.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Now it's Burrow. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the defense. And they're set up in a golden position here right around the 10-yard line.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
1st down, the run with Lynch. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now a give running left with Lynch. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Taking it in from a yard out.
And the Black Knights are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
Extra point splits the uprights, and a rout is on here in this first half. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away.
And Davis content just to bring this out to the 25-yard line.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track? And he fires one that's intercepted. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line.
So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
They go with Lynch right side. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Vick's throw going to be caught by Davis.
Touchdown! A 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Black Knights are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Houston's offense taking over again. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now a give running right. It's Cook. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else he'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Here we go.
From the 45 on 2nd down. Burrow setting up the screen. And a loose football. And the defense will get their hands on it. Going the other way. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown.
Well, Charles, I mean, things just seem to be getting worse and worse for one sideline. Or flip it over after that fumble return for a touchdown. Better and better on the opposite end. What an impressive first-half performance.
And, partner, I know the saying in the NFL goes that no lead is safe, but I will say that this one seems pretty secure. And if we continue to see plays like that, I'm going to switch back and say this lead is safe.
Now the try here for the extra point. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And Davis content just to bring this out to the 25-yard line.
And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they?
12, 11, Thomas. 11, 11. 12, 12, 12. 11, 11, 11.
Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up fourth. On fourth down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. 31 yards on the punt there.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Off the play fake, Vick. And that is caught. It's Davis. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 22 yards there, a first down. Vick goes play action. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
They'll throw again. Here's Vick. Flush to his right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A gain there of 21 yards. From the red zone now, Vick. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. A beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game.
And the Black Knights extend their lead yet again.
Now the extra point. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he gets in. Well, no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Houston.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Cook up the gut. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Back to throw here. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half.
And that's caught at the 25.
Let's go,
and they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. They go up the middle with Lynch.
Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. On play action, Vick. He'll buy some time, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Hurry.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Play action now, Vick. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Texans are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
Here we go.
They start the drive with Cook. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Burrow from his own end zone. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And this will be scooped up in the end zone. A defender gets there, and it's a touchdown. That's something you have to be wary of on your side of the field, that close to the goal line. The defense, they are looking for that football. They got it. They scored.
You are so right, and the quarterback has to speed things up himself. So close to the goal line, they're going to get after you. Make sure you get rid of the football and in a safe place.
So a big play there. Not only the fumble return for the touchdown, then they get the 2-point try. And, you know, for the defense, though, they were just over there sitting on the field. They had to rush out to try to defend that.
You know, it's funny. They actually practice situations that they call sudden change when the team turns it over. I'll guarantee you no one practices a fumble return for a touchdown like that, and now someone goes for 2. Really good strategy by them putting them in that situation.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, you know, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said
that his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. We have 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked them off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared, had an excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
So here's Vic following the interception. Pushes him over. Oh, a second dosage.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. This is caught. Touchdown. A great play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Black Knights are pouring it on.
Extra point splits the uprights. And the rout is on here in this first half. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Houston set to take over.
They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them.
Here we go.
Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. He'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down.
Gun. Cut.
Another try after the first down sack. Burrow. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Cook now off the read option.
And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feel they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
On 2nd and 12.
Burrow. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch. Cook. Touchdown, Houston.
Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. London about set to take over on offense. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there. 67 yards.
And the Black Knights have got it on cruise control.
Extra point right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
11-11.
Now on 2nd and 13. Burrow. And a quick throw here. That's complete.
Here we go. Gotta go score.
Now they got to get to the line quickly. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
That one to the sideline, and a nice catch there. He stays in bounds, but a penalty marker is down as well. Well, that frustration, Charles, it's been building on the defensive side of the ball, and unfortunately there it turns into a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and they should be frustrated because he's picked them apart the entire game, but it's got to come out in a different way. You can't hit him illegal and stop him downfield the way you're supposed to.
Throwing again on 2nd down.
Burrow.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
He got to the QB late, CD, and that's going to get a flag every time.
Every single time. Because let's face it, the league is always going to have an emphasis on these calls. They want to take care of these quarterbacks who are in vulnerable positions when they're passing the football.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
First down. Here's Burrow. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
Chris Godwin.
His first touchdown of the new season.
And the Texans get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they get a bit of a respite here from what's been an otherwise dreadful first half of football.
Fielded right around the 8.
Oh, a good return up past the 30.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
Let's go now.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line.
19, Pioneer. Mustang 19.
Vic to throw it. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown here in this first half.
And the Black Knights will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Point after, right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away.
And Davis content just to bring this out to the 25-yard line. The Texans with the football here late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. It's complete to Cook. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
Here we go, here we go.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Burrow looking to pass. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete.
Hey, we're good, we're good,
They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Now it's Burrow. He rifles one that's intercepted. There he goes left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So the incomplete pass there, but the roughing the passer call bails them out.
Which means you have to stay on the field on defense longer because you've given the offense free snaps, not to mention the free yardage after that mistake.
Touchdown, Texans. Albert Okwuegbunam in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Texans are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
That penalty is declined.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And they get a bit of a respite here from what's been an otherwise dreadful first half of football. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. And it's the Buccaneers who are out in front with that game closing in on halftime. The Buccaneers locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have.
And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup.
From there, let's get to Philadelphia as we check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they currently trail in that game against the visiting Patriots.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Zamir White, 2 touchdown runs on the afternoon.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Vick. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. On third down, Vick. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Texans are in great shape here as they take over at the 46-yard line. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. On second and 10, Burrow. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Grant. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they do.
And the ball is knocked out. It's going the other way. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
The Texans getting set here to take over again on offense. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
On 2nd and 12, Burrow. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away.
And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. So dangerous with a football in his hands. Call that a return of 38. And this offense, they've got it set up on the silver platter. 1st and goal inside the 10. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line.
He'll try again. Pushing for the end zone, but he's not going to get there. They stop him just shy of the goal line.
Trying to punch it across with Bush. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Black Knights just continue to roll.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, here we go. All coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Now here's a throw that's complete.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Here's Burrow. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
Right, 80.
Now Joe Burrow on 3rd and long. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10. London about set to take over on offense. The football changing hands here as this offense takes the field. Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Vic with the incompletion on first down, and now that leads to 2nd and 10. Now this throw caught left side. Touchdown! A big play there. 49 yards.
And the Black Knights get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Scoring summary. 3-play drive. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out comes Houston.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
Get set. 11 mighty. Stop.
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Here we
So
go.
after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Burrow will throw. That's now a loose football. The ball comes out, and this will be scooped up by the defense. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
They'll go again with Bush. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. And quickly, they get to the line. Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Here we go. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Vic to throw on 4th down. This is caught. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Bronco switch.
They'll try the right side with Bush. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Black Knights take advantage of the short field and finish it off with a quick touchdown.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Texans now.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Burrow. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Now, this looks like a roughing call. Okay, so the personal foul penalty. And those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
Cook following the penalty.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
From just shy of midfield. Burrow, left side here. That's complete to Godwin.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Here we go.
He'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll run it. Here's Cook.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
A throw left side complete to Biletnikoff.
And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? Well, that flag puts them on their heels a little bit more defensively as the officials walk it upfield.
Yeah, and they can blame the officials all they want, but bottom line, it's their own fault because, to me, that was an avoidable call. Stay focused and avoid major mistakes like that.
That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set them back for 2nd down. Now it's Burrow. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. The corner blitz pays off there as they sack him for a loss of 5. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or 2 short, and it's 4th down.
And that big gain may just change the thought process here on 4th down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on 4th down.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And the ball will go over on the goal line stand. They'll start on the ground with Bush. And some room to run now. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. On 1st down, they stick with Bush. And he's got some space here. There he goes, left side. Touchdown. A great effort there. 69 yards.
And the Black Knights are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.
Now for the point after. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired. on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Houston, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This one fielded at the 5. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Texans offense set to regain possession. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him.
That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And now here is another interception. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. First and goal, Bush. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Black Knights are closing in on a third straight victory to start the campaign. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the first and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose. But you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
11, 11, 11, 11, MT, 12, 12.
Now Burrow on first down. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
On 2, ready?
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Burrow under pressure. They got him again.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Here we go.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And he's going to go down again. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
To return is Taylor.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt.
And out will come the offense as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now.
Let's go, let's go.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. Again, it's Williams. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
Hurry.
And the offense moving quickly to the line. Now a first down carry. It's Williams.
He'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Throwing, Vick. He'll get this one complete to Winslow. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
Following the penalty, Lynch. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They go with Lynch right side. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Black Knights are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter.
Extra point splits the uprights. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away.
Taken from about the 12. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
11.
Back to throw here. And here he's got Graham. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the defense. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
Panther 11.
From the 38, Vick. That's going to be caught by Moss. Touchdown. A big play there. 62 yards.
And the Black Knights add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the fourth.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away.
And a short kick taken at about the 16. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
And the Texans set to come onto the field.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to.
And my goodness, another interception. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Heading out as the Texans offense as they get set to take over here.
And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them.
He's got White here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Roughing the passer, defense.
So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Burrow looking to pass. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. Left side here, that's the tight end Fan.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
A penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he pushes forward, but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1.
And they'll run again. And good work there defensively as they're able to keep him out of the end zone.
No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. And there will be a break in the action here. They're going to take a timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. 3rd and goal. Burrow under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. And that sack brings up 4th and goal, a loss of 7. Big play. The kick by Sanders is good.
So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a 1st down.
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. London about set to take over on offense. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because
there he goes right side. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there. 83 yards.
And the Black Knights extend their lead yet again.
Extra point attempt here still to come. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for two is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number one, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number two, if you are going to go for two, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line.